title, the World Championship.
He's got it. Great shot.
Hits the jack and changes everything dramatically.
Cracking ball.
She's got the weight. She's got the line. He's hit it. She has won the gold medal in a pulsating final.
It hasn't been much of a break, but why would we want one after such a wonderful and tantalising vision-impaired mixed pairs final? It's the second final of the day on this rink here at Club Helensvale, and it is women's para pairs. It's between Scotland's Commonwealth Games gold medal winning team of Rosemary, Lenton and Pauline Wilson up against New Zealand Blackjacks, Julie O'Connell and Teri Blackbourn. Very much looking forward to this contest. Val Febo here with you and joining me as they did for the Epic this morning, Brett Wilkie and Julie Keegan. Welcome to the both of you.
Thanks, Val. Yeah, looking forward to another great game.
Yes, thanks, Val. The last game was, if that's any indication, this one's going to be fantastic.
Certainly, absolutely sensational. We are in the midst of our roll-up ends, and the second roll-up end currently at the moment, and it is Julie O'Connell, the lead for New Zealand, and Rosemary Lenton for Scotland. Very much looking forward to this contest. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. The teams here, Teri Blackbourn, 29 years old, using the Aero Optima. She is the New Zealand skip. Julie O'Connell, the 64-year-old Taylor GTR, she's using achievements there. Multi-nation silver this year, going down to Serena Bonnell and Cheryl Linfield. Maiden World Championships for both. They actually met in March at the airport on the way to the multi-nations, so they hadn't met each other before this. And Teri Blackbourn, a New Zealand rep for indoor bowls, Pauline Wilson and Rosemary Lenton, we know what they can do. They won a Commonwealth Games gold medal last year. They were brilliant, and they were ruthless yesterday against Serena and Cheryl.
Yeah, I noticed that the Kiwis had the upper hand in the round games. They won against Scotland 22-10, so that'll give them a little bit of encouragement going into the final.
Certainly will. We look at the both of them, and the rules here, of course, as it was this morning, 15 ends, 3 bowl pairs, no time limit. And of course, if it's mathematically impossible for a team to win, we won't play the full allotment of ends. But it's a beautiful day. Hopefully the wind does die down. It was a bit of a gust when we went on air, but we saw this morning the nerves of steel really amongst the 4 combatants, and it's what we're going to have to see from the 2 players, or the 4 players right here.
Yeah, we've really seen the experience shine through this morning. All experienced international players, and they really put on a show. They all played really clutch bowls and exciting finish right down to the wire.
It was amazing. And Julie, this one here, it's really interesting because New Zealand would be used to these green speeds, but Scotland have the big match experience, don't they?
Yes, it is definitely like that. I watched Scotland play in the Commonwealth Games when they won that gold medal, and they played fantastic bowls. But New Zealand have had a lot of time here on the greens, and they're very similar to what they've been used to back home. So I think we'll be in for a very evenly contest.
Yeah, they arrived a week and a bit early, New Zealand, to acclimatise themselves to the Australian conditions and the green speeds here. Of course, they are pretty quick over there in New Zealand, can be quicker than here at times, and very much looking forward to seeing how all of the teams adapt and how both of them go about it. And Scotland looking to become the first para team to do the Commonwealth World Bowls Championships double. So the history just continues today, doesn't it, guys?
Yeah, it's great to see the para event here at the World Championships for the first time, and these players excited to be part of history.
Certainly, and of course, well, we wouldn't be here without the glorious support of Queensland, and that's where we are right now at Club Helensvale. What a state to have the 2023 World Bowls Championships in.
As we mentioned, Julie, it's a glorious day here at Club Helensvale. It's currently 22 degrees. We've got a little bit of breeze around, but it hasn't been too bad. But yeah, looking forward to another great game.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a fantastic match-up here. Both teams are pretty even throughout their sectional play on their wins and loss ratio. So, I think we're in for a really good one.
Yeah, the Kiwis just had the upper hand winning in the rounds, but a new game here. We've got both got through to the final, so we're waiting to see some great bowls in action from both teams as we get ready to cross to Val with both skips prior to the game.
Thanks, guys. Yes, I am here with both skips and really looking forward to this contest. Pauline Wilson, we'll start with you. You're a Commonwealth champion, looking to become the first team to do the back-to-back Commonwealth World Double. You've been in these positions before in big matches. How are the nerves going, and what are you looking for today in terms of the conditions?
Oh, well, no pressure race. You just told us that. Well, the facilities are absolutely wonderful, but it's just doing those trial ends. It's very, very fast. I think that's going to be maybe the factor as to who can put the brakes on their balls and get to the jack nearest and acclimatise to that quickest, because they're a lot faster than Broadbeach, which is where we've been playing.
Certainly are, and you have a great relationship with Rosemary Lenton. Talk to us about her and what makes you guys such a special couple.
I think we're kind of very similar in that respect. We just say it as it is, and we don't take any blame. We're a team. If one of us isn't there, hopefully the other one will be. So it's just good teamwork, good communication, and hopefully we can do it today, bring back the gold.
Well, good luck to Pauline Wilson. Now I've got Teri Blackbourn with me. Teri, this is your maiden World Bowls Championships, and you and Julie only met for the first time in March. So tell us about what makes you guys gel so well after such a short amount of time.
Yeah, we just naturally hit it off in March, and it's been smooth sailing ever since, really, similar to Rosemary and Pauline. We just have so much faith in each other and, yeah, just have each other's backs. So I'm really looking forward to getting on the green with her in the final.
Green speed's pretty similar to that of New Zealand, so what are you expecting from those today?
Yeah, like Pauline said, just based on the trial ends, it's quite quick, a lot of finish. So, yeah, see how we go. Let the bowls do the talking.
Very well said. Well, we're very excited for this final. New Zealand versus Scotland. It's about to get underway.
Thanks, Val. Both skips looking fairly relaxed there, Julie.
Yeah, they definitely are. Lots of smiles and laughs out there.
Yeah,
that's good to
smiles,
see.
shaking hands. They're quite relaxed. Sometimes you could look a little bit tense coming into a world final, but yeah, both keen to get into it. Good conditions. Green's running well. It's quick, as they mentioned, but it's not flying. It's not too extreme, so we should be conducive to some good bowls here this afternoon.
Yeah, the pace is really good here, and it's just, like we said, it's not too quick. And the green surface is just spectacular, and well done to Helensvale on producing the greens and getting them up to this standard. They're looking great.
We also have the men's pairs final underway too, and a couple of rinks across. In the middle of the green we have Australia versus Ireland. So we have Aaron Tees and Aaron Wilson from Australia playing Adam McEwen and Gary Kelly for Ireland. So it's a bit of a replay of Aaron Wilson versus Gary Kelly from the 2016 World Pairs final. So good luck to both Australia and Ireland and the men's pairs as well.
Now, Brett, I must ask, how are you feeling? This is only, your last couple of hours as being a reigning men's pairs champion.
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to be a current world champion for 7 years now, so it's about to come to an end. So, yeah, it's been a great honour to have that as a record. So looking forward to seeing who wins this afternoon.
Certainly, and the way that all four of those players play could be done pretty quickly, maybe in, 10 minutes? Disco very quick on the mat. Yeah, we know that.
They don't muck around, they get into it.
So a great final this morning between Australia and South Africa in the vision impaired mixed pairs. Australia getting their revenge from the multi-nations and the sectional play. Julie O'Connell and Teri Blackbourn from New Zealand in conditions very similar to that of home across the ditch. And Scotland, well, Rosemary and Pauline, they are a formidable force in para bowls. They won the Commonwealth Games last year, and look at what Julie O'Connell has put up straight away.
Yeah, very good correction. She was just a touch quick with the first, but nailed it with the second one. Scottish lead, just a little bit of rush of blood with her first. It's gone in the ditch. But as we said before the first game, sometimes a little bit of nerves, a bit of adrenaline in the start of the game can push them through a little bit.
Great correction here.
Yeah, Rosemary Lenton, brilliantly done. She's fired up. She's a fired up character, is Rosemary. I was in Birmingham last year and she wears her heart on her sleeve for Scotland. And New Zealand, well, they've got Taylor Bruce in the women's singles final tomorrow, but they want to get a gold medal beforehand. History on the line as the first to do something at this event, the first para women's pairs final. First to win a gold medal. It's always nice being the inaugural something, isn't it? Not that I have been anyway.
Yeah, it's always an honour to win something like this, but to the first one, get your name into history, something special.
And you can never take away that title of world champion. So Aaron Wilson and Aaron Tees have started things pretty well. I believe they might be up 5-0 after 2. Yeah, or 3-0 after 2.
It's another great bowl there from Rosemary.
Yeah, a bit of a rush of blood with the first one, but gee, she corrected well with her second and third, didn't she?
Sensational correction there.
She's got definitely one, potentially two.
I was just chatting to Cheryl Infield and Serena Bernal earlier, and they made mention of how they are going to be the inaugural women's or the para trophy for the overall team. They've already won it.
Okay, the Australian team.
The Australian team, yes.
Very good.
Well, that does actually make a lot of sense, considering we've had a title and we're already in the men's final and a bronze.
So they cannot be beaten.
Jimmy Reynolds and Damien Delgado. I had Damien look at me after I did the interview, the post-match interview with Jake and Jackie and their directors, and he looks pretty relaxed because he looks at me and goes, "Hey Val, your fly's undone." And I'm like, "Nice try." He's a very, very, very funny man, is Damien Delgado, and he commented on our stream yesterday asking when Jimmy Reynolds was playing. Well, I think he'd know that, considering it's his teammate.
Pauline Wilson now just making her way to the mat for her first bowl of the final. Hailing from Glasgow, Pauline Wilson, home of the 2014 Commonwealth Games.
Yes. Looked like a really picturesque games, that one, as Leamington Spa was last year.
Yeah, very beautiful spot there in Glasgow. Nice setting. Nice handy home there, just passed for the Scottish team.
There are some truly beautiful bowls clubs around the world, aren't there? Any that spring to mind that aren't in Australia that you've played at over the years that you've really just loved going to?
Well, I think the venue at the Glasgow Commonwealth Games was always one that would stick with her. The backdrop of the museum gallery next door, it was, you know, amazing sort of backdrop. But, that sort of one that really sticks out. The Commonwealth Games in Delhi prior to that was completely different, where it was sort of out in the open right next to the stadium, but the stadium was the backdrop, so you could look out over to the athletic stadium, which was quite impressive. Well, as we see, a great
cool
shot there from Pauline Wilson.
Look at these bowls in the head here for Scotland.
She's probably a little bit unlucky there. She's only probably got one out of that. She's played a near on perfect bowl. Could have made three.
Yep, that
got one and potentially two.
Julie O'Connell bowl, really the thorn in the side of the Scots at the moment. So Teri Blackbourn comes up the rink just to have a look around. 29 years of age is Teri. Represents New Zealand on the indoor circuit over there. Very different game to what this is.
Is it on the short mats?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Australia play New Zealand every couple of years in the indoor bias bowls, as it's known, with the smaller bowls and on the carpet inside. Roll it out on a hall or in a bowling club or a sports hall and things like that.
Looks like a lot of fun.
I've never done it. Have you done it?
Yeah, it's quite good.
How'd you go?
Not too bad.
You heavy? You keep it on the mat?
He didn't say no. Now, Teri Blackbourn. Good effort.
She wasn't far away. She had perfect weight.
I think the good thing is she's got another one around about. It's looking a bit vulnerable.
She does, so New Zealand, they set the mat length here, 1 to Scotland at the moment, 1 and a measure indicated. So the path to the final yesterday was a 15-7 win to Wilson and Lenton over Linfield and Bonnell in the semi-final in a rematch of the Commonwealth Games final last year. And then O'Connell and Blackbourn defeating Thailand's Kantong and Shamnanpana. 15-12, so a pretty close one there. They were down early. They got the job done in the end.
Yeah, I noticed New Zealand finished on top of their section during the round play, so that'll give them a little bit of confidence going into this game, and also beating the Scottish team throughout the rounds. So New Zealand won 4 wins and a loss, with Scotland winning 3 wins and 2 losses in the sectional play to get through to the semi-finals. So taking 1 out, just asking for a measure. Our marker from the last game, Vicky Eva from Perth. She's out umpiring this game, so all our ITOs, we've got I think 50 ITOs from around the world here throughout Australia and worldwide.
How good is it?
Here officiating.
So we get this measure, and I believe Sue Hogg is out there as well.
Yeah, Sue Hogg from Perth.
She's a superstar, and the mother of former Test cricketer Brad Hogg.
Yeah,
yes,
that's right.
Yeah.
I think Brad is not adverse to throwing a bowl down himself.
Yeah, I've heard he has a bit of a go.
There's a few very famous former or athletes that like to put some bowls down. That's a 2 to Scotland to start proceedings here in the final.
Sue's just assisting our players, so it's great to see them out there giving them a hand, just bringing bowls back. Grabbing the mat, etc. for the players. It's great to see, and also the volunteers at all the clubs. We've had 5 host clubs here throughout the Gold Coast of Broadbeach, Paradise Point, Musgrave Hill, Mudgeeraba, and here at Club Helensvale. All our venues have done an amazing job, along with all their volunteers and staff, the greenkeepers. The weather's been great. We've had a bit of rain, which has been at night, thank God. And it's
well,
been a
apart
great
from the
series
lightning
so
that
far.
we copped at Mudgeeraba the other day, Brett, don't forget that.
Yeah, it looked a bit hairy.
Came and went pretty quick though.
It did, yeah. It was, and look, the right decision was made to take the players off because the lightning was close and the bolts were quite full on. So not surprised that was the verdict. So the sectional round here, there were 6 teams overall. Scotland finished 3rd at 3 wins and 2 losses from the 5 games that they played. And New Zealand finished on top at 4 wins and 1 loss. Their only loss coming to Linfield and Bonnell. And it was a tale of the tape really, as the same as the Commonwealth Games last year. Australia defeated Scotland in the sectional rounds. And, well, they weren't really close in the final or the knockout stages. So New Zealand, well, they know that Scotland are very good when it comes to these pressure bowls. So a lot of work to do.
Yeah, the Australian pair actually beat both these teams in the sectional play, but just got pipped yesterday in the semi-final.
They did.
All on the day, isn't it, really?
Yep, it is. And look, a little bit of luck involved as well. There are a couple of times when Serena and Cheryl moved the jack, and
a bit of luck there.
yeah, That did happen once
A
yesterday.
lot of luck.
That did happen once yesterday, but there was a time when Serena and Cheryl moved the jack when they didn't want to and ended up conceding a 4 when they were holding 2. Would have got them right back in the game.
It's sometimes hard to bounce back from that sort of thing too if things just aren't going your way.
No.
It seems to keep happening.
Just playing our second end here. It's a little bit different going back in this direction. They're pushing on that backhand. They're pushing into the wind a little bit. So it is blowing across.
Great
There's
shot.
a great shot there from Julie O'Connell. Julie hailing from Invercargill, pretty close to the most southern tip of New Zealand, so it gets pretty fresh down there.
Yes, I remember we went there for bowls once and it was freezing.
Oh yeah.
Were you guys on the same tour at that? Because Brett was telling me in the break, in between matches, that it got pretty fresh with the wind coming up from Antarctica.
Yes, yeah, very much so.
Yeah, it was a howling breeze, and the jacks were getting blown off the line, and mats were flying and things like that. So there was a bit of ice on the breeze as well. So
Yeah, despite the weather, I've heard it is quite a picturesque venue, though.
yeah, it was a
Yes.
nice setting, nice club. The greens ran well.
And New Zealanders are just generally pretty friendly people as well, so they'd love to have you down there.
Yeah, there's some great clubs in New Zealand as well. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I got down to Queenstown not all that long ago. That's a beautiful setting where the Bowls Club is there. But no, some lovely little clubs around New Zealand.
Nai, another big one. And World Champion of Champions was there last year with Sam Tolchard representing England, and he's playing their singles. He won the World Champ of Champs. Taylor Bruce won the Women's Champ of Champs, and, well, she's in the Women's Singles final here for New Zealand. So
Yeah, it's a pretty good effort to follow that up.
they've got a lot of depth on the women's side of things. Caitlin Inch, Selena Goddard, Val Smith has been there and done that.
Yeah, always a lot of great battles between Australia and New Zealand over the years in the Trans-Tasman, and now in more recent years the Para are having great battles as well, so
Yep.
great to see them included in all those events.
So Pauline Wilson trying to get this down. Good start for the Scots.
Pretty handy home there.
Yeah, very. So it was a tough match for New Zealand yesterday against Boilai Kantong and Somwang Shamnanpana of Thailand. They were down early. They ended up coming back and getting the job done within the 15 ends. Of course, 2 days of finals at Club Helensvale, and then the last 2 days of finals next weekend on the 9th and 10th of September to be at the Broadbeach Bowls Club. It's where you hail from, isn't it,
Yes,
Julie?
that's my local.
It's a great club.
No, it's a great club.
It's absolutely 4 greens, absolutely humming with busyness during these events.
Yes, the greens are always in great shape there, like they are here. You know, we're very lucky on the Gold Coast here to have such great greens.
That's why the Australian Open's been so popular over the years and continuing to grow.
Well, 12 clubs on the Gold Coast up here. Of course, the 5 that have hosted the World Championship so far, including here at Helensvale, Broadbeach, Musgrave, Mudgee Bar and Paradise Point. All of the clubs have just been magnificent, haven't they?
Yeah, they put a lot of work into their greens. Good greenkeepers and volunteers doing a great job.
Nice save there from you, Brett. The pen just falling. Good reflexes.
We lost it.
So Pauline Wilson looking to get another one in the head here. Teri Blackbourn to come.
Yeah, she's just trying to sit that bowl or trailer jack. Just pushed it a little bit wide.
Crowd is lifting here. A lot more people in the stands than this morning, and wasn't the best morning from an Australian point of view, losing the women's fours final and Ellen Ryan getting knocked out of the women's singles. Teri Blackbourn Sensational. That's one to New Zealand. They are on the board. And both teams have now registered scores.
Yeah, it was a great shot. She was a bit unlucky not to make two there, but she was also needed to be a little bit careful. She could have quite easily given it away, but great shot there from Teri.
So, very northern hemisphere against very southern hemisphere. Complete opposite sides of the world. Both very cold at times.
Yes. I'm sure the Scots would have lots of practice on the indoor facilities.
They would, and Scotland, of course, have performed very well on the international indoor circuit as well. The World Bowls Indoor Championships taking place earlier this year. Julie Forrest winning the gold medal there over Caitlin Inch in what was an epic final at the Warilla Bowls Club. Aaron Sheriff of Australia getting the job done over Andrew Kelly, our resident streaker tackler. If you haven't seen those photos, would highly recommend you do so. He has gone into international sporting folklore. Andrew Simon, Sam Kerr, now Andrew Kelly.
So the police were giving chase, were they?
They were, but Andrew Kelly obviously more inclined to get the job done.
I saw a photo of the police motorbike parked between the greens.
It was, yeah, quite remarkable. We were facing a different way yesterday, so I didn't get a good view of it. But the lady that was working at was the first aid officer at Broadbeach. She saw it perfectly and described it to us, and sounded very full on. So well done to the police and Andrew Kelly for reprimanding him. So that one little rush of blood there from Rosemary Lenton.
Yeah, so they just stretched it out here, the New Zealanders. Not quite ditch to ditch, but pretty close.
It's been a really busy year on the Bowls calendar, especially the last couple of months. We've had the Australian Open, had the World Bowls Indoors, we've had the Australian Indoors, and we've had now the World Bowls Championships. Still another Bowls Premier League to come later on in the year in November at Club Pine Rivers, the tournament's spiritual home. Nicely done from Julie O'Connell.
Yes, they're settling in nicely here, the New Zealanders.
They'll be a bit more acclimatised to the wind if there's a bit of wind around on the quick greens. They'll be a lot more used to that, whereas the Scottish team with the slower greens, the wind doesn't play as much of it as effect.
That's for sure.
So there will be a little bit of an advantage to the Kiwis if the wind does get up.
Yeah, that's why I asked them about the conditions. It's a little bit different for both, and Teri saying that it has been a bit different coming over here, but sort of similar and very different to Broadbeach. They're a lot quicker, the greens here.
Yeah, they tend to get quicker and quicker as the day goes on. I think here at Helensvale, when I've played here, like by the time you get to the afternoon, they're pretty lightning.
I think they missed the rain that Broadbeach got a couple of nights ago as well. Yep. Broadbeach got a lot more rain than they did out here at Helensvale.
Well, they certainly did, and I can attest that the day before the tournament, we arrived and were just getting things sort of set up. And out of nowhere, a downpour to where Green 1 at Broadbeach was pooling. And I sent it to everybody, and they couldn't believe what was happening. It just literally came out of nowhere. 10 minutes, just hard rain, then it stopped.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything here that night either
No.
at Helensvale. So.
Yeah, I think being closer to the coast, we cop a lot more of the rain.
Yeah. It is quite picturesque, though, when you're walking along the coastline and you do see those little lightning bolts out into the distance. As long as they don't come to you and they're out in the water, it's fine. So 1 to red at the moment. New Zealand holding sway as the skips make their way to the mat. 2-1 in favour of the Scots so far as they look to become the first para pair to do the Commonwealth and World double. It would be mightily, mightily impressive.
It's the men's pairs final on couple of rinks over at the moment. The Australians are leading 3-2 after 4 ends at the moment.
They're rocketing through those ends. Gary Kelly would be pretty sick of the side of Aaron Wilson in major finals right now, having met in the 2016 men's pairs final that you played in, Brett, and also last year's Commonwealth Games men's singles final, and didn't Disco dominate?
Yeah, they've both done amazing coming back, you know, playing off in that final 7 years ago and back here doing it again with different partners, but full credit to both players. And as you say, in the singles, they've really both been on top of their game for many years.
It's funny though, travelled halfway across the world to Birmingham, or almost the whole way across the world, and you just see something that we get to see at a Bowls Premier League or Australian Open.
Yeah, we're fortunate in that regard in Australia. It was Gary Kelly living out here for a number of years now, playing in all those major events. And his lead in the pairs, Adam McEwen's been out this year playing at Tweed Heads, so he's also honed himself to the local sort of conditions as well.
I'll tell you what, Ireland have prepared very nicely for this tournament. They came out in November last year to take on the Australians in a mini test series and played at Broadbeach, and I think they came here as well. And then they came out for the multi-nations in March, and they've come out again. So they're really acclimatising themselves as Teri Blackbourn sits, and she stays for 2.
Yeah, she's a bit unfortunate. She knocked her own shot a little bit further away, giving the Scottish team a little bit more room, but has made 2. Pauline Wilson now playing the backhand.
Just a bit on the wider side.
Line was spot on. Just a bit quick. 1 bowl left now from each of the skips. She wasn't too far away last time, Teri. Just needs to make a minor adjustment.
This is the first time I've actually seen Teri play. Very impressive. Like she's
great demeanour.
Yeah.
And that'll come in nicely, and that will create a 3rd here.
I was saying, Val, when you were interviewing the skips, they both look really happy and relaxed.
They did.
For about to go into a world final.
I know.
They didn't look that nervous at all.
Not at all. It's remarkable, and if I was in that position, I reckon my stomach would be absolutely churning. But I guess when you're out there, you know, I guess you have control over what's going on. When you watch it, it's probably harder to watch.
Oh, definitely harder to watch, I think.
Especially Teri, like I know the Scots have played in a Commonwealth Games final, but Teri being younger and not played in anything on the world stage to this level, so full credit to her. Looks really relaxed.
They only met in March, Teri and Julie, which is... It's hard to get that sort of gel in a combo. As we watch this bowl come in.
That could be enough.
Could be enough.
Rosemary, she liked it. We'll come back to that chat in a sec after we get the result here. Umpire coming out, I think. Finger measure coming out. Umpire Vicky. She's been tasked with the duty. Who are you favouring here, Brett?
I'm favouring the blue, I think.
I think I'm favouring the blue too. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, just enough.
Wouldn't that be something for Scotland? So, we'll find out very, very shortly.
Looks good with the blue bowls matching the blue outfit for the Scottish team.
Yep. Very close. Steady hands needed. So, Vicky goes back to get this blue bowl. The chocks are underneath it. This is tight.
Very close.
It is indeed.
Just going back to double check.
Yep.
It's always good to go back just to make sure that the measure hasn't moved.
Yep.
Yep. Well, the eyes of Brett Wilkie and Julie Keegan absolutely on song. 1 to Scotland. They lead it 3-1 after 3 ends here at Club Helensvale. Really good start, a tight start. And Julie, it's good to get on the board early and maintain a lead. Scotland have done exactly that. In the Commonwealth Games final last year against Serena and Cheryl, they went down early. They were down 3-2 after 4 or 5 ends, but they raced away with it.
Yeah, they finished very solidly in that final.
Certainly did. It was over pretty quickly after that. They went on about a 7 or 8 end run where they just kept winning and took the game away from the Australians, and such a wonderful combo. And yeah, as we were talking about before, to only meet in March, you know, how hard is it to develop that cohesion?
Yeah, that's pretty amazing, you know, because you've got to be able to know the ability of the other person, what they can play and what to be able to call them on. So, you know, that's a lot of cramming in that amount of time to be able to know that player.
It certainly is. Brett, you've gone and done a little bit of homework for us. What have you brought back?
I was just checking who our marker helping us out with the paddles is today. So we've got Sue Way from New Zealand, one of our international technical officials helping out on the rink today, helping let the crowd know. They indicate throughout the end who's got shot or whether it's a measure.
And they have been wonderful throughout this entire week, and we've still got another week to come. That's the beauty of this tournament. We get a rest day on Monday, which, believe me, I will be enjoying.
What are you going to get up to on your rest day?
My fiance's actually come up, so she landed last night, so we'll probably go for a bit of a walk along the beach and go to Pack Fair maybe. I do love a bit of shopping, so...
Okay, well, Pack Fair's the place to go, or Robina.
Yes, I have heard about Robina, so might head out there and yeah, just enjoy some of the offerings that the Gold Coast has. There's some great places to eat around Broadbeach, and
it's one of the beauties of the Gold Coast. You've got so many options with the theme parks and great restaurants, shopping centres. It's plenty of options to suit a various range of people's likes.
We did Movie World last year, and I overcame my fear of heights on the roller coasters. There's a couple of quite bad photos of me almost crying on one of them. But it's so good, and it was so much fun. And yeah, looking forward to coming up here for many more years to come. And of course, Club Helensvale, the juggernaut that is Club Helensvale, continues to grow. This new clubhouse looking very schmick. Brett?
Yeah, so the greens all finished with a new cover, new surface, artificial surface, which is running quite well from all reports. And the clubhouse, which features a upstairs function area and also downstairs bowlers lounge, which will be operational around the end of the year. So looking forward to that great facility in use here at Club Helensvale.
Does that all open up to the greens downstairs?
Yes, it all opens up. So it's going to be great for the bowlers. They'll have their own designated lounge area to do their presentations and various functions, and then also the upstairs area can be used for any sort of function, whether it be birthday parties, weddings.
Good.
So where will you play most of the events? On the indoor or on the grass?
I'm not sure at this stage, but they're also looking at doing the bottom green as well, so there'll be 2 greens under cover.
Well, if there's 2, that could mean possible Bowls Premier League territory.
Yeah, well, it opens up their options of different events, so looking forward to seeing the end of the great facility.
Of course, the Gold Coast Hawks, part of the Bowls Premier League.
Yeah, they'll be in action again in November at Club Pine Rivers.
Certainly. Looking forward to that in November. So, Pauline Wilson now stepping to the mat. New Zealand and Scotland have enjoyed a tight tussle so far. Scotland currently holding sway at the moment, but I dare say the end hasn't been sewn up yet. The skips need to narrow in on this jack.
Yeah, still a little bit of room here for both skips.
Words of encouragement there from Rosemary Lenton. Just drifting
slipped
through.
past. Still one to Scotland though.
I can remember the Commonwealth Games, how much support Scotland had in the crowd. It was like so loud. And I think that's probably helped with get them over the line as well. It's great having all that support.
Yep. Last year they were very raucous down there. Of course, Alex Marshall was in Birmingham last year, so he had a lot of fans, not just from the Scots, but from everybody. Big fans of Alex Marshall, who is going to be in action next. Australia v Scotland in the men's triples semi-final.
Yeah, looking forward to that game.
Oh, yeah. So, can't wait to
shot
see
here.
what happens there. And Pauline Wilson, that's very, very good.
Made two.
So pressure now on Teri Blackbourn. They don't want to drop a lead too early here, New Zealand. Obviously, if you do drop it, early is the time to do it. But in a final like this, you want to maintain yourself and maintain the margin.
In the area here.
Not far
She's
away.
gotta run the journey. She has.
Teri Blackbourn. Nicely played. Great to see the New Zealand team watching on as well. Val Smith sitting alongside the bank. I think I can see Caitlin Inch over there and Andrew Kelly. Great to see when your teammates come and support you, even if they're not playing. Speaks volumes of culture.
Great shot there from Teri. She hails from Hamilton, New Zealand. Teri Blackbourn.
I've not had the pleasure of going to New Zealand before, but I've heard that it is absolutely spectacular, and I know you two have played a lot of bowls over there.
Yes, I actually made my debut at Fendleton in New Zealand in 2007 for Australia. That's a beautiful club too. Nice little club, Fendleton. I love that one.
Always a special memory, your debut.
Where was yours, Brett?
Mine was at Hendron Under in Brisbane, a bowls club where we played in New Zealand, against New Zealand and Trans-Tasman back in 2009. I was fortunate enough to have my Aussie cap presented to me by Rob Perella.
Oh, wow.
One of the legends of our sport.
Inducted, and literal legend, inducted into the Bowls Australia Hall of Fame, or as a legend.
Yeah, legend, and he's also a member of the Queensland Sporting Hall of Fame, which is a general sporting one. Not many bowlers are in that, so
No.
I know him and Calvin Kirko, I think, might be the only two.
That's
in that
impressive.
at the moment, so.
Rob Perella, one of the best drives ever. Teri Blackbourn.
Two good
Brilliant.
shots.
So, we are tied up at 3 apiece after 4. We've gone end for end so far.
Two good shots there. She was 2 down. Drawn 2 with the last two to make it level.
So, bowling in the direction away from us, New Zealand. Bowling in the direction closest to us so far, Scotland. That's the tail of the tape. We sit at 3 apiece after 4. It's been a great morning so far. It's afternoon now. The time is kind of just slipping by this week. It's already the first finals day.
Quite pleasant at the moment. 22 degrees here at Helensvale. That was our expected top today, so we're at the peak of our expected top, so it should hang around this for a few hours.
Feels warmer than 22 in the sun though, doesn't it?
It does.
It's really warm.
Yeah, I was doing the interviews out there, cooking a little bit, and it was quite nice. Coming from Melbourne, where it's been so cold for so long, coming back from the Australian Open in June, it was a massive shock to the system. Especially sitting at a cold MCG at night. Ooh, bone chilling.
So in the men's pairs, Ireland have taken the lead now, 7-3 over Australia after 7 ends.
Plenty of time to go there, though. 18 ends is the men's pairs and triples formats. Not a bad home. Good line for Julie there. Rosemary Lenton. Such a fired-up character. The Commonwealth Games last year, there were fist pumps aplenty.
Rosemary hails from Dumfries in Scotland. So it'll be quite early over there in the morning,
Yep.
I would imagine, at the moment.
Very similar to Cape Town, where I think, what was it, 2:35 in the morning when we checked. I reckon there'd be about 9 hours behind at the moment, Scotland. I'd say 3 a.m. $3:37 in the morning.
Hopefully we've got some Scottish support online watching.
I'm sure we
cheering
do.
on your home nation.
I'm sure we do.
Well, still one shot here to Rosemary, can make it 2.
We've seen a lot of drama in the knockout stages and even before that, but yesterday it was Malaysia knocking out Wales. Dan Salmon and Jared Breen, the men's pairs Commonwealth Games champions, knocked them out in an extra end in the quarterfinals. In the men's pairs, there was an extra end in the women's fours, and then this morning, what drama. 14 all in the vision impaired mixed pairs final. Jake Felberg and his director Cody, his brother, and Jackie Hudson and her husband and director Robert got the job done in an epic performance. Jackie Hudson, her elation was infectious.
Yeah, she was quite emotional after the game. It was just an amazing final. All 4 players, credit to them, the way they played.
And they're, of course, World Bowls champions forever.
Yeah, someone said to her, "Congratulations, world champion." She said, "Oh my God," she said, "that just sounds so strange."
It'll take a while to sink in, I'm sure, but it's a sensational accolade that you two know all too well about. And how long did it take to sink in for you guys?
Well, the celebrations went for quite a while. No, it's good. It's something that you'll never ever forget. It's just a great memory.
She was snuck in the back door there, holding 2 now, as indicated by our marker. Sue Wei from New Zealand.
I imagine the celebrations in Adelaide 2012 would have been fairly raucous as well, Brett, after every single Open Jackaroo went home with a gold medal.
Yeah, it was pretty special for everyone at the championships to get a gold medal. It was yeah, it was amazing, really. I'm not sure whether that's ever been done before, but to win the overall trophies for the men and the women, it was just special memories.
Certainly.
As you mentioned earlier, there's an overall for the men, the women, and also now the para, which is a great inclusion.
Yep, confirmed that, well, Serena confirmed it to us that Australia will probably win that para trophy. As Teri Blackbourn, she's had a really good morning or afternoon.
He's very much on song.
29 years old, same as Jake Felberg.
Yeah, Jake's been around a long time. I would have thought he was a little bit older than that, so he was quite young when he first came into the international scene.
Means that we've got him for a very long time to come. As more fans pack into the grandstand behind us, or behind the rink. And more to the side as well. Crowd getting bigger and bigger. Here on Green 3 at Club Helensvale. If you can, if you're around the Gold Coast, get down, and this needs to get down.
That's a lovely ball. Gonna fall. No, probably just out, I'm thinking.
One to red. Rosemary was very keen on that too. She had one finger up. But Julie said nope. Really interesting start to this contest. Not really sure who's holding the momentum. It's ebbed and flowed. But Teri Blackbourn is proving to be a handful for the Scots. Pauline Wilson on the backhand. It's a great release, isn't it?
Yeah, both skips get the bowl away very well. Get down low and get it away nice and smooth.
This one comes around the back. It's a great initiative as well, the red and blue bowls, Commonwealth Games and World Bowls Championships now. That's what we're using. Each team to bring a set each.
Yeah, it's great for the spectators, both here at the venue and also at home.
And for me, I'll tell you what, covering Australian Open fours matches or Australian fours matches where everything is the same colour or there's many different colours, it's not easy.
Imagine what it was like when it was all black bowls.
Credit to those commentators back then. You got to have a keen eye for those stickers, that's for sure.
And a good memory.
Yes. Always takes you a few ends to get into the flow of things, but it's okay after that.
Any toucher here would be beneficial.
Pauline Wilson.
He's close.
Might just be a cold draw for Pauline Wilson. It falls in. That should do the trick.
Great bowl from Scotland there.
Well, we continue. Scotland keep winning in this end.
You know, she wasn't far out with her second shot, so she just made that little bit of a correction.
Scotland lead it 4-3 after 5. We're a third of the way through this Para Women's Pairs final.
You see the replay there, just adjusted. That was her own bowl there, just to the back of the screen there, just enough to claim the shot.
She's impressive, is Pauline Wilson. Great resolve, and she is sensational.
Having a good battle, these skips, aren't
Yeah.
they? Already early in the game.
Filling each other out. And they both played a lot of conversions, a lot of rescues as well. Teri Blackbourn in the last end was 2 down, went to 1 up. Well, sorry, 1 down, 2 down, went to 2 up. And then 2 down for Pauline Wilson and 1 up. This is a fairly long length, and we saw this at Broadbeach yesterday. They didn't mind playing these longer lengths.
Yes, we've gone to the maximum.
Pretty much T to T.
See, Ireland have extended their lead in the men's pairs. They're now out to 8-3 after 8 ends.
Down you come.
Very interesting.
Down you come, Rosemary. Good one, man.
It's funny, Disco and Teasy both played so well at Broadbeach yesterday, but here the other day, just trying to feel out the conditions at Club Helensvale. So, Julie O'Connell looking to get one in a good home. Rosemary Lenton has already put one in a fairly good spot. This isn't too bad. Sits away and it stays on. So, good homes for both. Past, nothing too short. Scotland took a monopoly of the para bowls gold medals last year at the Commonwealth Games, winning the men's para pairs, women's para pairs, and the vision impaired. It was the only 3 gold medals that Scotland won, almost getting them to the top of the medal tally. But Australia, thanks to a superb games from Alan Ryan, and then Disco right at the end, getting to the top of the medal tally, thanks to that extra silver that they won in the men's triples and the 2 para finals that they lost.
Yeah, some amazing finishes over there, wasn't there?
Yeah. The women's pairs is one, it's a sporting moment, and I've been to a lot of sporting matches and contests in my life already, and that one is going to be very hard to forget, sitting ringside for when Alan hit that final bowl. And when she screamed, "Chrissy!" you knew.
Yeah, that was just so good.
And the celebration. Poor Lachlan Williams, my colleague at Bowls Australia, he had a Val-shaped handprint in his arm after that. Rosemary Lenton. Pauline Wilson says, "Up you come." Now that, I believe, will do for shot.
Yeah, great shot with her last for the end. Julie O'Connell's last opportunity now to try and make amends.
These greens are travelling very quickly. Seen a lot of bowls and jacks even go into the ditch. There were 3 ends in a row where in the last match, Julie, where we saw the jack roll go straight into the ditch.
Yes, I think we'll probably see a bit more of that as the day goes on. You know, trying to sort of, if you're trying to get that jack on the tee, it's hard as the greens get quicker.
T-Wheel girls just having a little bit of a smile on their way past. Good to see them relaxed and enjoying each other's company while they're playing.
Yeah, it's great.
It's good to have a chat on the crossover, even if it's not about the game, you know, just sort of, you know, if someone's had a bad end or something like that, you know, just to say, yeah, you will get it, it's all right, you know, or just give them a little pat on the back and just say everything's okay.
And Pauline Wilson now holding one, Scotland. Trying to make it 2 on the forehand.
Come on down.
It's a pretty good track. How's her weight?
Well, come to the ball then. That's good.
Handy home.
You're behind.
Lots of bowls at the back there, not too many shorties.
Yeah, they've all given it a chance.
So, Teri Blackbourn. Trying to get it down. It's coming. And it's nestled in beautifully. Well, this direction completely owned by the Blackjacks so far. The other way, owned by the Scots.
They've been going in tandem. Beautiful bowl, that one from Teri.
What has Pauline Wilson got in response? Scotland currently lead it by 1. Yeah, you're right, Julie. Just a bit heavy.
Maybe.
Missing high. I think that has... No, that has gone into the ditch. Yeah, really good release by Teri Blackbourn.
She does have a very good delivery.
I'll tell you what.
A bit of an aggressive line here.
Yep. Trying to get underneath.
Slips off that.
Yep. Now, has that done enough for 2? It's close. And Pauline Wilson's going to come down and have a look.
Good idea.
A little bit fortunate there. She was a little bit narrow.
Yeah.
Got away with it.
1 and a measure indicated by Sue Wei from New Zealand.
Yeah, she's got 2 options here. She's already played a couple on the forehand. She could stay there, still an open draw, or she could try to play the backhand, promote her own, or just sneak under. I think she'll stay with the forehand. She's already had a look down there twice.
Yep.
Still enough room to get in there and draw that shot.
They tend...
Slide off the shot bowl.
They tend not to change once they've been going in one sort of direction. Or one way, one hand.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Like if you're playing one side, you know the line, you
Yeah.
know the weight of that side of the green. You don't have to really adjust, too much at all.
Mitigates the risk too, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Because if you're going out on a whole new line and whole new hand.
The great attempt there. Nearly got the jack on the way through.
So now, could Teri play an aggressive bowl here, try and sit that blue bowl on the wing and get rid of it for a few?
She's possibly got 2 anyway, so
Yeah.
I don't know who would have fourth shot. I think fourth shot looks like it could be Scotland behind. Possibly. There could be a red bowl in there.
So,
Just opted for the
Teri,
draw,
yep.
just a bit over. Could see a measure coming here.
yep. So one taken out by Julie. So they're definitely holding, and it is just the one. So, again, we continue in this battle of directions. Julie Keegan, New Zealand, to the grandstand end, continue to win. And the broadcast end is a Scotland end.
So you're saying Scotland will win this end?
I am.
Kiss of death.
Commentators tend to go by patterns.
The curse on them.
Yep. Hopefully we just see some excitement. That's all we want. We saw it this morning. It was drama-filled, and Sue Way, our marker. Brett, you've done a little bit of homework. More homework.
Yeah,
You're flying today.
One of our head ITOs here in Australia, Bob Coulson's just let us know that Sue's actually very experienced. She's done the last couple of Commonwealth Games.
Very
and also
nice.
been involved in World Championships in New Zealand and World Champion of Champions in New Zealand. So
Very well
a lot
accomplished.
of experience. So
Speaking of experience, Brett, Bob Carlson, the king of Sunbury, I like to call him.
yeah, a lot of experience for Bob.
He's telling me to zip my lip. I've given him a bit of a big head this week, Bob. I like to pump up his tyres.
Yeah, not only do they do a great job, but they also pass their experience on to others. So a lot of the new officials coming through as markers, measurers, umpires.
Yep. Well, the king of Sunbury sitting next to the queen of Perth, Sue Hogg.
Great start there.
Yeah, they have a great rapport. All
Yeah.
the ITOs from around the world meet at these major events.
Of course, Sandy Wallace, the great Sandy Wallace, stepped down from her role at Bowls Australia, which Bob Carlson has since moved into as.
What will
the
Sandy
trainer.
do with the time?
Well, no, I think she's booked a trip, or she's going to book a trip overseas to do a European river cruise. Saw her yesterday at Broadbeach. She's one of the great people, is Sandy Wallace.
She might get out and play more bowls.
She might.
See a great shot there from Scotland's Rosemary.
Yep.
Lenton.
Shaping up like you could be right, Val, here. The one right on the jack.
Exactly right. Having said that, I've been wrong a lot. But it's been interesting to see that, they've just felt each other out, and the team that has had the last bowl has been the one that's been able to get the job done. So whoever set the mat hasn't won. Maybe that's the pattern, who knows? That one's well short from Julie O'Connell. The line was okay. Just needed a few more metres with the weight.
Just going back, had a drink, bit of a reset.
Nearly 1 o'clock p.m. at Club Helensvale. And this one here from Rosemary just drives through. So not a bad home, but she's still got one on the jack and one pass from her too. So a good couple of lead bowls from the Scottish lead.
Julia O'Connell with her last bowl now of the end for New Zealand. Looks a little bit quick. She needs to make connection. Not too far away. Finishing a handy home as well. Just next to the Scottish bowl at the back. Rosemary Lenton on the backhand again for Scotland. She's already got one on and one behind, so she's looking to capitalise now. Another one close. Perfect line. Could be useful later on the end.
Very well, good. Could be, Brett. Great lead bowling. She makes her way to the broadcast end here to watch her skip do what she's been doing so well. So Ireland, well, they might have just picked up a 5 next door against Wilson and Tees.
I missed what happened there. The jack's out in the open, and there's not a red bowl of Australia within 12 feet. So they must have sprung out to the edge, and they're scoring a multiple.
Well, that could spell massive danger for the Aussies.
Teri Blackbourn on a pretty good line there, just slipping through.
Yep.
I think Aaron's last bowl didn't come back in bounds.
Oh, okay.
It hung out with the breeze.
That is a 5 for the Irish. So I think they move out to a 15-4 lead. Oh no, 13-4. Okay, 12-4. Third time's the charm.
Out to 10 ends. They're all just going through a little bit now. I think the green's probably still quickening up a little bit. Just slipping past.
So this one here from Teri Blackbourn. They haven't won in this direction yet. She's not a mile away. Just slides past for second.
That's a very good second shot.
Yep, a couple of seconds here for New Zealand. So the danger for Scotland is somewhat there. 4 apiece after 6. We're over a third of the way through. We get closer to the halfway point. What has Pauline got?
Close.
She's close. She's going to sit that other second, but it's still not there. So New Zealand.
Still really only a draw for Teri. She can't afford to get that blue bowl onto the jack, as you can see on the back left of screen there. Scotland have got about 3 bowls waiting at the back, so it's really only a draw. If she can get back to the jack and a little trail, she could make 2.
But doesn't want a massive trail, as you said, Brett, because it's moving like glass out there.
Giving this a chance.
Not far off. Julie O'Connell doesn't mind it, and exactly, well, pretty much carbon copy, except a little bit more weight.
Yeah, pretty good attempt. She just gave it that little bit of a chance to sit or trail. Free opportunity now for Pauline Wilson of Scotland.
So, looks as though the pattern will continue.
And a good bowl here.
Doesn't want to trail it. That is what I call the curse of a commentator.
Yeah, you got a Val. It's a very good shot. So unlucky.
It was too good a shot.
Yeah, she's played a brilliant bowl there. Just very unlucky there.
So New Zealand break the pattern after I really put the moz on Scotland then. They win an end and multiple ends in a row. They lead at 5-4 after 7. The Aussies have nailed a couple there. So Gary Kelly strides down to the mat. You know when they've done something good because you can hear Karen Murphy's booming voice from anywhere
Yes.
at Club Helensvale.
Her and Ellen Faulkner.
Yes. Those two. Very distinct voices as well. So as we near the halfway point of this contest, New Zealand looking very handy at the moment. They lead at 5-4. We haven't been scoring with many multiples. Just 2 of the 7 ends have registered a score more than 1, and they've only been a couple of 2s. Really evenly matched, these two teams. The leads feeling each other out, the skips feeling each other out. Locked in a tight tussle, as was the the vision impaired mixed pairs this morning.
Yeah, could be another exciting finish coming up here.
I'm sensing that.
Yep.
Be the same.
It's what we want.
You'd
Yeah,
expect that
always-
in a final. It should be close.
It's always great in these finals to see at the end of the wire. Exciting finish.
So the wind really picks up and swirls.
And that really pushed that bowl out there.
Yep. Just really did.
Not fighting back against that breeze.
Sun has sort of crept away behind some clouds.
Pretty happy with that speed, Julie?
New Zealand currently holding sway. This is Julie O'Connell's second bowl of the end.
Great track. Finish off. Yeah, that's good. Happy. Up to you. Yeah? By all means.
Rosemary Lenton now. It's her bowl that pretty much held on throughout the entirety of the last end. She's led well this afternoon.
Seems to be out on a good line. Coming back on that breeze.
Steady now. Steady.
It's getting there, but it is
Just slipping through.
Yeah, it just seems to be a little bit quicker down around the tee area. And they're just finishing off. A roar there from the Australian crowd.
Yeah, because Disco has just converted a 3, so 13-7. After 11, 7 ends to play in the men's pairs final. Gary Kelly will start to think now, because it is Aaron Wilson who has thwarted him on many, many occasions.
That's good there, Julie.
She added the weight she needed there, but just a touch wide. Gave it a chance to promote her own or finish at the back.
It's great to see so many countries here at the World Bowls Championships. We've seen some unlikely results and some unlikely contests that we really didn't think would be. And I think the Australia versus France at Mudgery Bar the other day, I know we've spoken about it a few times today, but you know, the French team was so good and so willing to attack.
Yeah, it's great to see all the new countries, the new bowlers that have been at this championships for the first time. 44 countries participating, which is the biggest ever.
Yep. Well, Brazil's team, Renan and Maria, husband-wife combination, playing men's and women's singles. Their first time here, first time competing outside of South America. They played Argentina a few times in the South American Cup, but never over here. Their son lives in Melbourne.
Great experience for them all.
Is it true that France only have one green? I heard someone
Yes.
say that the other day.
That was me, yes. One green in the south of France, near Lyon, on the French Riviera. So pretty good place to have a green.
Yes.
We should make it a trip over there.
Yes, France is a beautiful country. I've been there myself.
You're saying about good, nice settings of the world. I played at Cyprus, which was an amazing place at one of their sort of nice hotels. They have a couple of greens there and great outlook over the ocean. It was a magnificent spot to play.
I had heard this. Barry Lester mentioned it, that you went over and played in Cyprus when we did the Ellen Ryan and Sarah Trotter match. Looks like a magnificent setting over there in Cyprus, but you would love to check out this French green. France is a wonderful part of the world. Went to Paris for the first time last year, and it's a beautiful, beautiful city.
It surprises me they only have one green over there, one bowling.
I know, it is. There's a lot of bocce in Europe and a lot of pétanque as well, and I think their second, Amaury, he was, I think, silver medalist in the European mixed fours in pétanque. And then Maxime and Thomas, the skip and lead, were bocce players.
We may see more pop-up after this.
Yeah, they've certainly picked it up quickly.
Fingers crossed.
Great to see them out there enjoying it.
The lead, only been playing bowls, only picked up a bowl a week ago or something.
Unbelievable.
There you go, so anyone can have a go.
Exactly.
We've got New Zealand holding 2 here at the moment.
Is this the little patch where they start to make their move here, the Blackjacks?
Yeah, yard behind.
But again, bowls behind the head. New Zealand don't have anything right at the back, so a trail of the jack welcomes those 3 blue bowls into play. Teri Blackbourn might need to get something back there to cover.
Yeah, she can actually count and cover, you know, just slip past her, you know, get in between those bowls and the jack would be a perfect bowl.
It's one of the best bowls in the game, isn't it? A cover and counting bowl. If you can put in the right spot.
So many uses.
And
well,
she has done that.
Perfect.
Ask and you shall receive, Brett Wilkie.
Perfect home. There's still room, though, for Pauline Wilson to draw the shot. More than capable. Dropping under, I think. Yeah, she just overcorrected a little bit.
So now, an opportunity.
Weight was all right.
Yeah, it was. Huge opportunity here for Teri Blackbourn to put some real pressure on.
Yeah, same bowl as the last. You don't want to look to get too cute and try and change anything, just same bowl.
Got it away nicely.
In the area again. Just a touch over. Not quite in the count, but still holding 3.
So now Pauline Wilson, they have not won an end in this direction as of yet. She's going to have to come up with something good. Down 2, possibly a third.
She's chasing it.
Pauline, Rosemary likes it.
They like it.
Is it going to get down?
What a shot.
Yes! Well done.
That is in. That is the boss, and it's taken right until the last one. 1 to Scotland. So the pattern is well and truly dead.
Yeah, it was all your fault, Val. You changed it around.
Yep.
But no, great shot under pressure there. 3 down to 1 up. 4-shot turnaround.
So we're over the halfway point. 5 shots each after 8. This is as close as anything. Just the 2 multiples scored from the 8 ends. Minimal shots, and it's taking 1 or 2 bowls here and there to dictate this contest. Have no idea who is going to win. So, the Scotland jack roll. It's a fairly longish length. We know that they don't mind playing them at this length.
They've all been fairly long, haven't they, the ends in this game?
Certainly have been. Aaron Wilson has played a bomb next door to sit an Irish bowl away.
Holding 2 in a measure at the moment, the Australian boys.
Gary Kelly's got 1 more to come, though. Gary Kelly on these greens is a very dangerous prospect.
Good opener here.
Julie O'Connell now on the backhand for New Zealand. First bowl of the end. Good starter here from both players.
Not bad at all from Julie O'Connell. They're probably the best first two bowls we've seen in this match. This is a great final. Everyone watches with bated breath. The Scots would be nervous. The Blackjacks would be nervous. Scotland will be in action in another final after this. Men's triples. Foster, Oliver and Marshall against Wedlock, Sheriff and Healy.
Used that bowl and probably got shot out of that.
Rosemary, Lenton. Looking to become, well, these two looking to become the first ever para pair to do the Commonwealth World Bowls Championships double. And consecutively, I mean, back to back.
Yeah, if they're able to do it, it's a pretty big effort, winning one in the Northern Hemisphere and another one in the Southern Hemisphere. So two completely different environments,
Yeah, those
surfaces.
Birmingham greens were a lot slower than what we get here. You did not have to take much grass at all. Looked lush though. Would have loved to have had a roll on them.
Different types of bowls too that they use here in Australia to in the UK.
Do you know how long Scotland have been out here preparing?
I think they got out here a fair few days beforehand, maybe a week, possibly, maybe 4 or 5 days. New Zealand were the first ones here. Canada got here, I think, on the Monday before the tournament. They started practicing.
Oh, they've settled in very well.
Sure have, and there's a lot of the Scottish team that have been able to get out here in between. Like Alex Marshall comes out for the Bowls Premier League, and Ireland have come out here a fair bit as well to get acclimatised, get used to what they can expect here on the Gold Coast.
I think a couple of the Irish girls are at Tweed Heads too, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think so, yes. Certainly does help.
That's dedication to do that, and you're committed to your sport to make a move across the other side of the world.
Yeah. Well, Emma Boyd as well at Tweed Heads, Ryan Bester at Broadbeach.
Yes.
So many. Gary Kelly living out at Warilla. Kelly McCarrahan bowling in Melbourne as well. It's Alec Forsyth. One of Bowls' power couples right there. There's a few of those though.
Yeah, Ali's been in Australia for a number of years.
Yeah.
Chris Leaves at Musgrave Hill, just down the road from here.
Certainly is. Caitlin Inch.
Emma Boyd.
Yep.
Not a bad place to move to, though, got to say.
We also get a few Southerners move up, a lot of Tasmanians and around this local area at Helensvale.
Yep. Get up for the warmth. I was actually talking to someone the other day, one of the volunteers right here at Helensvale, moved up from Tassie about 15 years ago. Has not looked back.
Love Tassie, but I don't think I could handle the weather.
Nah, it's too cold for me.
Just needs to hold on here, Teri. Weight's perfect.
Perfect weight.
Just fell out, I think. Still a couple to Scotland.
So we've jostled for the lead. New Zealand have had it, Scotland have had it. We've been tied for a fair few ends as well. Surely we're not going to get another final end shootout.
Be great for the crowd and people at home watching.
Certainly. This morning was absolutely wonderful. Very vocal, Rosemary Lenton. She likes it. What has Pauline Wilson got? Needs it to continue to run. Oh, yeah.
Great shot.
Well, it's 2. I thought it was 2 before that one, but it's our markers just saying it's 2 and a measure at the moment.
So big pressure bowl here for Teri Blackbourn. She will have last bowl, so that'll give her some sort of comfort.
She wasn't far away over the last. The weight was perfect. Just needs to adjust that little bit of a grass line.
She is a bit wider.
She had a couple to sit on as well too.
Teri Blackbourn.
In the weight.
She's not far away. Needs it to stay up. Still 1 to Scotland, but she's cut the count down from a possible 3.
The marker's got the red indicator up.
Okay. It is
New
shot.
Zealand.
I thought it was still 1 to Scotland.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
looked like Rosemary was indicating that they had the shot, but the marker's got 1 red. No, she's indicating a measure now.
Yeah. We're getting all of them. Yeah, Rosemary, I think she's done that a little bit throughout the semis and the final. She gets very excited and thinks that they're shot, and then she goes in and has another look and goes, okay, hang on, no, maybe not.
From the screen, it looks like the red.
Yeah, I think you may be right, Julie.
One bowl left each from each of the skips. Last opportunity here for Pauline Wilson. Any touch of the jack will be beneficial, could make 4.
Wouldn't that be something?
The weight was spot on with the last one. It's on its way down the back end. She's chasing it. When she chased the last bowl a couple ends ago, it was a good one. Just held out.
Julie saying she favours New Zealand.
The opportunity to take the lead back now. New Zealand.
A weight.
A little bit fortunate there.
Yep.
Definitely got 1 now. Measure for 2. He was a bit quick with that one.
So we'll get the chocks and all of the gear out to have a look at what the verdict is. It's a big end either way, because either way the lead is going to change. What are your thoughts, Julie Keegan?
I think it's 2.
2. Leaning towards that as well, which we haven't seen many multiples picked up throughout this match. There's only been the 2 so far, so that would be pretty valuable for the Kiwis if they get it. Australia have scored another one in the men's pairs. It's 13-9 after 13 in favour of Ireland's Adam McEwen and Gary Kelly. As the measure continues here.
It's very close.
Mightily close. Oh, we're going back to check again. We sit in anticipation. All 4 of these bowls. So 1.
No, the 2.
That's the 2. So New Zealand, they get the multiple. And they lead at 7-5 after 9. So, very interesting match so far. There's been little between them, Julie. It's been one of those contests. It's just been really hard to read.
It's just seesawing, and like you said, for a while there, one team was winning one way and the other winning the other way, but that's changed. So when that changes, everything changes. So the conditions pretty much are staying the same, but they're opting for the longer lengths all the time. No one's sort of really throwing a short length. They're both throwing the same sort of length.
So similar aspects of being comfortable. Both of the teams enjoying these longer lengths, so they're both playing into each other's strengths, I guess, and that's why we're seeing such close heads. As Julie O'Connell, she looks really close here. Really close. A nice starter. Now time for Rosemary Lenton to step up and what has she got? Forehand.
So it could be a bit pacey. So minimal correction required here for Julie. Her line was quite good. She's just sort of saying to herself, "Well, just take that, 4 feet off, nestle into the jack." She's done it pretty well.
Certainly has. So Julie O'Connell.
Great correction.
He's stepping up. Wonderful match this is becoming. Barely anything splitting these two teams. Val Febo, Brett Wilkie and Julie Keegan joining you from Club Helensvale. Great location, a great club.
Beautiful conditions here. The green's nice.
Yep.
Nice temperature.
So, Julie O'Connell, 2 really good bowls to start this 10th end. We're nearly 2/3 of the way through this contest, and we have no idea. We just sit in anticipation of who is going to win. She's on a much wider line than before.
Seems to be improving as the game is going along. She's honing her skills and
Gets around the back. Skips are about to make their way down. Teri Blackbourn and Pauline Wilson. They'll wait for this Rosemary Lenton bowl to come down.
Coming back nicely.
It is. Will it come back enough? Almost, but not enough. Julie O'Connell wins the lead battle. Aaron Tees and Aaron Wilson. Aaron squared. Making their charge. 13-9. And they're currently holding 1. Gary Kelly's just played a bomb next door.
holding 2 now, the Irish.
Teri Blackbourn on the backhand. Now, Julie doesn't mind it. She's on her haunches. Teri Blackbourn. That's good.
Yeah, very good shot. She's made 2. Pressure on Pauline Wilson now, making her way to the mat.
So they're starting to ramp things up here, New Zealand. I haven't seen any inkling of teams yet making their statement. Well, this could be it.
Yeah, it could be a turning point. Pauline's just under pressure here. First bowl of the end for her on the forehand. She's got her own bowl to navigate through on the way. She doesn't want to crash on that unless she's got the weight to knock it in, but just needs to sneak past that one.
Yeah, she just slips past either side. Get the shot. Does not want to make contact with that ball.
Come on.
Is it enough? Oh, line was good. Not quite. Very good attempt. Good sider for her next 2.
Still two New Zealand, do you think, or is that
Yeah,
second shot?
The marker's indicating 2.
2.
Another Teri Blackbourn on the backhand again. Played a good one with the first bowl. Pushed it out a little bit further, this one. Just needs to bend. Weight's good. Could be.
Might just be.
It's close.
Marker's indicating 3.
So is this the statement, Brett Wilkie and Julie Keegan, that...
Oh, she's looking wide here and heavy.
Yep, very heavy. So they're tightening the screws here, the Blackjacks. Teri Blackbourn.
Yeah, I think she was looking for the jack there, I think.
Yeah.
Looking for the jack or push one of her own bowls through, but
Some
just
sort of
pushed it
movement.
wide.
So where's Teri going? Count and cover again.
I'd
think
be
she's
going
gotta go
right to
right.
the back if I was
Right
her.
to the back.
Yeah, Scotland have got the best 2 backs,
I think that's where she's going.
just in case. Holding at least 2 at the moment, maybe 3.
I tell you what, that is a sensational home.
That's perfect.
It's covered nearly right on the respot.
That is magnificent.
So if the jack's killed, it's respotted on the 2 metre mark, right near where that bowl just finished.
So now they have the tee, and now Pauline
Not
can't
much
really use weight.
Not much of a target either. Like, you know, she's going for that jack. It's just a bare jack.
So multiple here for New Zealand would be massive. If Scotland can cover it and rectify the situation.
Yeah, I think she'll be going back to a full draw here on the forehand.
Has to be.
Maybe just give it a little bit of a chance, but she doesn't want to play too quick, I think.
So Pauline Wilson. Yeah, she's back on the draw.
Wide.
And she is wide. So what is the verdict going to be? It was 2 and a measure, I reckon. So a 3 here would be massive in the context of this final.
Yeah, it's going to put them in a fairly handy spot. Not a lot of ends to go now.
1 taken out. I think 2 pushed out here.
Call for the umpire.
Umpire, yep, you're right, Brett, has been called.
Marker indicated 3. She was pretty confident with the call.
Let's see what the go is. Teri Blackbourn with a sensational end, but Julie O'Connell really set things up. This New Zealand combination who only met, what, 6 months ago in March. Proving to be quite the opposition for Scotland. Really taking our times. They've been close heads. And I reckon that's a triple. Now Marcus Sue Way, she was bang on the money. All of a sudden, Julie Keegan, 10-5. New Zealand open up a bit of breathing space as we round the bend into the final 5 ends.
Yes, that's massive.
4 of the last 5 ends have gone the way of New Zealand. A 1-1, and then conceding a 1, and then a 2 and a 3.
Scotland just need to keep calm here, though. I think, you know, they've got 5 ends to play. Only 5 shots of difference. That's what you've got to think. 1 an end will do it for you, and a multiple here and there is a bonus.
So, New Zealand, they've made a getaway. Scotland are going to have to try and reel them in now. This is when you show whether you're made of the right stuff, and we know Rosemary and Pauline are. They've won a Commonwealth Games gold, but New Zealand don't want to let them do the double. They want to leave Australia with a World Bowls Championships gold medal and the first in this discipline ever. Women's para pairs. History on the line. That's gone through. So New Zealand holding sway again after 1 each. Julie O'Connell was absolutely brilliant. She's got a good home here, but she'll want to change this up a little bit. Probably another 1.5 meters, Julie.
Yeah, she's got the line right, so she'd be just thinking to herself, just drop a metre, you know, be in the area. And I think she has. Played it to perfection.
Oh, yeah. Julie O'Connell. Just getting some details from them yesterday and asking Julie how old she was. She goes, I'm a sprightly 64.
Love it.
And the way she's playing, well, she's very sprightly. Rosemary Lenton asking the question. She's gone and made a massive correction, but she's gone too short this time, overcorrected. Julie O'Connell to continue applying this enormous pressure. What can she do? She's pretty short here, I think.
Yeah, she swapped her hand, so she hasn't really been out that side.
The wind coming sort of directly towards us now.
Julie's not happy with that one. She turned it back on it.
But straight away.
Yeah.
So the skips are about to make their way down after this, and New Zealand are tightening the screws. 10-5. That's the lead. And Rosemary, will it settle in for second? No, it's just going to go past. Or third, sorry. So her second bowl was second.
Yeah, Scotland need to be a bit careful here. They don't want to sort of be chasing that shot too early. Just try and get something close that you can build on.
If they drop another number, it's going to get concerning for them.
Sure is, yeah.
Because obviously a full count of 6 will get them back in front. But if they go down by a full count of 6, the match could be over early. Of course, we don't play out the full allotment of ends if it's mathematically impossible for the side that's behind to win. 15-11 after end 15. 3 to go in the men's pairs.
Teri's got another one in there.
Yep, that'll be a second, but still...
Still plenty of room for second.
Yep.
Yeah, she may have just gone a little bit too narrow there, just drifted away. Might only be one.
To draw the actual shot might be difficult. So, what do the Aussies do next door? 4 shots behind, 3 ends to play. They are by no means out of it. But Gary Kelly, it looks as though he's been skipping beautifully.
Pauline Wilson on the mat now for Scotland. On the backhand. Bit of breeze up there now.
Yep.
Just got it caught her wide, I think. Just pushed her out there.
So, still, and that bowl has now been rocked in even further.
Yeah, I think she's made it 2 now.
Yep. If it wasn't before, it is now. A multiple for New Zealand is huge if they get it. Of course, Pauline is going to have last bowl. Even a 1 here for New Zealand, winning this end to continue to put this stranglehold on. They've won 4 of the last 5 ends. This to make it 5 of 6. And again, Julie, we see what Julie O'Connell did going out on that other line, which they haven't been going to. It's dropped short.
Yeah, Pauline's last bowl down this hand, I think just the wind got her early, so just needs to make the correction. Still a bit wide. Looking to try and open it up, spring the jack back. I think it's still 2 though. New Zealand nearly took the place of that second shot. Fair bit of room here for Teri now to draw a 3rd one. Last bowl of the end for the New Zealanders.
She seems to be out on a good line.
Yep.
It's coming in well.
Well, it's 3. Now it's 4. Pauline has got to get one in to cut this down. Needs to get in for second if she doesn't draw the shot.
Definitely needs to get in for second. You can't be looking to try and attack, you know, you just, sometimes when you're trying to get the second shot and get close bowl, you can draw it. So she's drawn some great bowls.
Yeah, you've just got to back yourself, don't you, to draw the shot. Last bowl of the end. Make or break here, really.
It is. If she doesn't impact the count, it could be as good as over. Pauline Wilson, Commonwealth champion. Now, Rosemary is interested. How's the weight? Is it going to stop? Well, it's cut something, but it might still be a multiple.
Still 2, I think.
I reckon this is a couple. Well, the shot bowl, that's easy to determine. That was the first at the end. There's 2 taken out. That is 2. New Zealand make their move. They lead by 7 with 4 to play. 12-5. And they have won 5 of the last 6 ends. Julie Keegan and Brett Wilkie, this is getting interesting.
Yes, it's getting tougher and tougher here for Scotland. They need a multiple in these next few ends.
Yeah, it's definitely crunch time now. As you say, Scotland, they've just lost the last few ends, last 3 ends. They need to do the same back to the Kiwis, really, win all the ends remaining in the match. Got 4 ends to play.
And singles aren't enough.
No, they need to be making 2s or 3s at least. Still kept to the fairly longish ends.
Yes, we haven't seen a short end to date.
No. O'Connell lining up on the forehand. Just finishing past. Still plenty of room for the Scotland lead. Rosemary Lenton on the mat now, also playing the forehand. Opportunity to get in first here now for the Scotland team. Yeah, she's played it quite nicely. Good shot.
It's a very good shot.
Great opener.
That's exactly what they're needing.
4 shots of difference in the men's game at the moment. Ireland in front of Australia 15-11 after 15 ends. 3 ends remaining. Ireland holding 1 at the moment.
Gary Kelly has 1 bowl to come. Looks like there's a lot of room over there too.
She's improved the line then, Julie O'Connell, but they're still a little bit quick, but handy home. Opportunity now for Rosemary. Similar sort of bowl as the last.
Similar looking line and weight.
Yeah, another good shot.
It's a good bowl there, just behind.
Yeah, perfect home. Irish fans up and about. Gary Kelly's drawn another one, scored 2 more to Ireland, takes their lead now to 17-11 after 16. 2 ends to play there, 6 shots of difference.
Well, we saw the Aussie girls do it yesterday, Brett. Can the Aussie boys do the same?
Yeah, well, they
Score
can
a
take
3
some
and a 3.
inspiration from that. Julie O'Connell, the last bowl of this end. Last opportunity to try and get a close one.
Hanging wide.
Yeah, just got stuck out there. The weight was pretty good. Well, this is going to put the pressure on the Kiwi skip. 2, maybe 3 down. She has drawn quite well for the game, though, so I'm sure she'll be backing herself to get something close.
2 or 3 here is what Scotland's needing to put them back in the game.
Yeah, good leading there from Rosemary. 3 good shots. Finishing a good home just past. Cover and counting. Just see the replay there. Nearly a replica of a second shot there. Exactly the same. Very good, consistent lead bowling. And she gets a high 5 from a skip down the other end. Teri Blackbourn on the mat now. They've drawn a lot of good shots during the game on the forehand. A little bit of breeze getting up now. Just turning in there. Good shot.
That's a very good bowl. Second shot.
And she wasn't too far away. Good sider for her next 2. Still a bit of room for Pauline Wilson to draw another one though. Either hand, she may choose to play the backhand. Backhand, any touch on the jack might favour her back bowls. But I'm sure at this stage she'll play the hand she's most confident with. Still there, both hands. Yeah, she's opted for the backhand, just has that option to sit on her own bowl or trail a jack a little bit, could get a multiple. Be handy around the back there.
Line was good.
She just seems to have been playing a bit heavy the last few ends, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Pauline Wilson from Scotland. Just been a little bit quick. But Teri just needs a little correction. She wasn't far away with the last.
This is
She's
absolutely
close.
massive if she can get it. Ooh, not far away.
Nearly got the jack. Would have been lucky. I don't think she was trying for that, just trying to draw the shot. But really got a little bit fortunate.
Better weight.
Come on, then.
Just needs a rest on that bowl.
Pauline, yep, she got it. So now, Scotland asking the questions. They were the form para team at the Com Games last year, taking a complete monopoly over all three disciplines. One of those is already gone. Vision impaired has gone to Australia, and the men's para pairs will be between Australia or South Africa. Can they at least get one here?
Teri's sticking to the forehand. Hasn't been far away with both the bowls.
Tell you
Just
what,
a
this
bit-
is not far off. Teri Blackbourn again drifting through. So now still two, an opportunity here for a third for Pauline Wilson.
Yeah, she's got a couple opportunities here. She can either trail a jack to make 4 or 5, or she could roll that red bowl a couple of rolls and also make 5.
And these are the ones that you need to make count. If she can make this count, it's going to give her a big boost of confidence, you know, going into the next few ends.
It's one of those tricky ones because, you know, she can draw another one for 3 and then takes them to 12-8. Or does she go for the big one and try and make the 5? That's
Sometimes you have to risk it for the biscuit, but 12-8, 3 ends to play. Maybe you do go for the 5, Brett.
Well,
yeah, well, she
there's
can,
not a lot of danger going for the 5, really, is there?
she can play similar weight till her last bowl. She's got a few options to sit on a bowl and stay, roll a red, trail a jack. Something similar, I think.
So, Pauline Wilson, this is massive.
She's got the weight for the trail.
Yep. Not far. She's just drifted through the gap. What an effort that would have been. But, nonetheless, they will get the 2.
Yeah, it was a good attempt.
It certainly was. And they end the run of 3 straight ends for New Zealand. We'll just get the confirmation as they analyse. And that is a 2 to Scotland. So, 12-7. 3 ends to play. Scotland hanging on by the skin of their teeth.
Still very doable.
It is.
Yeah,
But
even
they
if
need to get a move on now. A 3 is the ideal score here.
Even if she sat on her own bowl there, she would have stayed for 3.
Yep.
So wasn't far out.
Not at all. Next door, it looks as though Ireland, they could be well on their way. Gary Kelly might have the jack. He doesn't, but he'll sit in a pretty good home. So Aaron Wilson's going to have to come up with something brilliant to give Australia a shot with an end to go.
Holding 1, Aaron Wilson. He can trail a jack for 3 or 4.
If he does that, oh boy.
He's got the last bowl of the end. They need more than 1 at the moment.
Yeah, 1 definitely won't do.
6 down, 2 ends to play.
I think he's indicated a trail maybe.
Yeah, he's got to play a yard onto the jack.
Going to go
and
for it.
follow. 3 feet. Pop it through. You could make 4 or 5.
So,
4.
Rosemary Lenton. Her lead battle was really good with Julie O'Connell.
Yeah, she had a really good end last end. 3 great shots. Just pushed a little bit quick this end.
Aaron Wilson has got the jack.
He
but
was
it's gone
so
in the
close,
ditch.
and I reckon they might be shaking hands after this. I think it's over. I reckon.
2 blue, the mark is
Yeah.
indicating.
And yep, Ireland get the gold. Gary Kelly is a world bowls champion with Adam McEwen. 3rd time lucky in a major international final against Aaron Wilson. And look at the emotion. Great to see. Congratulations to the Irish pair.
And look at this. Here comes Scotland.
Here we go.
Yeah, great correction. Beautiful line. Put the pressure on once again, Rosemary. With lead bowls. Julia, good line with the first, just needs the corrector weight. Just needs the run. Good effort. Maybe. It's close.
Might be, but Scotland, they'll back themselves in here.
Response there from the Kiwis. Last bowl of the end now for Rosemary Lenton.
Great line.
Well, she could turn back around. Not quite. Handy home though. Any touch of the jacks. And those 2 bowls are looking good. Julie's weight was good enough for the last one. Just needs the correct line. Any advancement on her last bowl, she'll have the shot.
Is she here?
Is she there? Needs it to keep running. Teri wants it to keep running. So the lead battle won by Scotland, we think. Now, Brett, just a quick one. You are no longer the current World Pairs champion.
No.
Or maybe for a little longer. They don't have their medals yet.
Congratulations to the Irish guys, Gary and Adam. They're both really great guys and good players, and yeah, full credit. Congratulations to them. Like you say, Gary's been in a lot of finals, and yeah, to win this one, he's done an amazing effort 7 years later in the same final and reversed the tides this time.
You're pretty happy with that?
Yeah, he's been knocking on the door for a while, and they seemed to play great bowls out there, the Irish, with the conditions. You know, they had the bowls in their head and played the big conversions when needed, so well done to Ireland.
Yeah, they just had the lead throughout the whole match, got the jump, continued along, but full credit to the Aussies making the finals. Well done, Aaron Wilson and Aaron Tees. Aaron Tees in his first World Bowls Championships.
Amazing. And he's still got one more event to come in the men's 4s.
Yeah, done very well.
Seems like Teesy's been around forever.
I know. Certainly does,
His first
doesn't it?
World Bowls. Yeah.
It's pretty remarkable.
Good there. Straight line, Pauline.
So, England, Ireland, Australia. Looking possibly like it could be New Zealand here.
Need some connection here, I think.
Yeah, she does. Can Teri Blackbourn get it? Well, Scotland are continuing to fight.
Who are you favouring for shot there, Wiz?
Oh, it's very close. Very close. I'm not sure.
Favouring the red. It's hard on our angle.
Any touch of the jack here for Scotland is going to be massive. If she can get back to the jack.
Has very good weight on this bowl.
Para women's pairs gold medal on the line. Scotland are building a really nice head here.
Bowls are just running on that little bit.
They are flying these greens. Of course, next up is the men's triples final. All the players are here. The Scottish men, they are here. The Australian men, they are here. It's due to kick off at, I reckon, about 3:15. Just over an hour's time. Be a little bit of time to prepare. Stay tuned for that one. As the wind just picks up and swirls a little bit more. 2 ends to play after this. Scotland need a multiple. It's as simple as that. They're 5 down. They want to give themselves the best possible chance of getting through.
Yeah, any touch of the jack. I think it'd be good to at least get one, but any touch is a bonus. The other option is to sit that bowl through too. They've probably got 3 seconds. It's another option if she wanted to have a go at that one.
Yep. Look at the nice embrace in the middle of the green there. As this bowl makes its way down, Pauline Wilson. Now Rosemary wants it to hold on and to get down, but it won't. So again, goes around the back. So this is becoming more and more tense as we go on. Teri Blackbourn can go a long way to finishing this match off right now.
Yeah, big bowl this one.
Humongous. The 29-year-old. Represents New Zealand in indoor
Line
as well.
looks great.
Just needs to stop.
Does not want to touch the jack. It's just...
Oh, it's just gone through. So I reckon we're going to get another umpire to have a look at this. Just to see. Yep, it's called out. Vicky makes her move onto the green. Now the hush comes towards this one. It's been perfect. The opens are finished, and they've come and congregated and watched the para match as well. Sits on a knife's edge. New Zealand can taste gold, but Scotland will not go away. Rosemary and Pauline are fighters. Yeah, 3 ITOs out there.
It's close.
The 2 Sues and Vicky. Everybody's watching with bated breath here. So much rides on this. Steady hands required. I'd struggle. I'd start shaking.
Just gonna make sure they get it all straight, lined up.
A little bit of a joke there from Rosemary saying it's one of them. Well, we know that.
Wow, this is close.
Dead end. You called this
Could
before,
be.
maybe. Maybe. Brett Wilkie said before that we had a draw, like we could have a tight end. The drama that would create.
So the laser isn't brought into play here?
Could be.
No, it'll just be up to the umpire.
It's red. It is New Zealand. It is massive. It's a 6-shot lead with 2 to play. That means Brett Wilkie and Julie Keegan. If Julie O'Connell and Teri Blackbourn win this end, it's over. They are the gold medalists.
Yeah, it changes everyone's mindset when that's the case. Scotland not only need to win the end, they really need to get a multiple to give themselves the best chance going into the next end. But
something like a 3.
They've also got that, that knowledge in their mind that they can't afford to lose this end, otherwise it's all over.
And we've gone super long again.
Yep.
Yeah, a little bit longer than what we have been, isn't it? A touch longer.
Well, this has worked for New Zealand today. They have fought so hard. After the first few ends went end for end, and we had that pattern. Well, New Zealand, since the end of end 5, which Scotland won to go ahead 4-3, New Zealand have gone 6 of the last 8.
Julie O'Connell got the first opportunity to put the pressure on here now. Always good to get that first bowl close. Pretty handy home though. Beautiful line.
What an unbelievable performance this has been from New Zealand. All they've got to do now is win this end, and they are the world champions. Julie O'Connell and Teri Blackbourn. They met 6 months ago at the airport.
Down the hill from there, Rosemary.
They topped their section, won the section to finish with 4 wins and a loss, so they've had good form all week.
And that's the start they need.
Yep. To at least give them some hope here. Rosemary Lenton did it in Birmingham just over a year ago. Bit of a break after this. The third match due to start until after 3 o'clock, so that's Australian time or Australian Eastern Standard Time. Check your local guides. Julie O'Connell, what has she got? Almost enough, but she pushes the Rosemary Lenton bowl over.
Yeah, well, that's nearly as good a shot, being that close to the jack. Makes it hard for the Scottish team to get a multiple now.
Got the line again here, Rosemary.
Pauline, well, you heard it on the effects mic there. You've got the line again, Rosemary.
Just a little bit pacey, that's all.
Just a bit pacey. So it goes around the back. Julie O'Connell for her final bowl of this penultimate end, or it could be the last end. Look at that in the front of the grandstand. A lot of New Zealand fans watching on. Right
Same bowl as the last. She doesn't have to change anything. Exactly the same.
All they need is one, and it's over. Scotland get one, and we go to a final end, and the possibilities for them to win remain. Julie O'Connell wanted to start working its way down. Not a bad effort. The weight was nigh on perfect.
Yeah, pretty good effort there.
She's done all she can. Rosemary Lenton now to try and continue to apply the pressure. A lot of New Zealand Blackjacks watch on with nerves, watching their teammates. They didn't get a gold medal in Birmingham last year. They won a few bronze, but no gold.
Needs to stay on.
Well, they've got a couple there now, but I'm not sure how the jack can get back to that area. Teri's just got to try and get another one close for New Zealand.
Yeah, just
Either hand.
Yeah, just pack that head up and, you know, get as close as you can and eliminate that number.
Keep it nice and tight.
Teri Blackbourn strides the mat. If they do concede this end and we go to the last, I don't want to concede a multiple to give Scotland any more hope.
Lining up on the backhand.
Been sensational all day.
Doesn't open up the sit or trail on the backhand.
What has she got here? She's not far away, just going to drop underneath. Not a bad effort from Teri Blackbourn. They've got a nice little array of bowls there to the left of your screen. As the crowd congregates all around rink 21 here at Club Helensvale.
They really need to be trying to score at least a 3. I think Scotland, as we mentioned, the Australian women's 4s were in the same position. 6 shots down, scored 2 3s to create an extra end.
I think so. Just make 2 out of a 3. Sort of count in that area there.
Extra end would be quite something if we got it. They need something big here though, Scotland.
Come on.
Pauline Wilson.
The fraction heavy. Great effort.
Great effort, as said by Rosemary Lenton. Just heavy. She had the line okay. Teri Blackbourn wants to get another one in. She wants the shot. On the backhand. Yeah, Julie is interested here. It is working its way back, but it's going to be short. The line, again, not bad. She's had her weight right and her line okay.
Yeah, she adjusted her line a little bit, but lost the weight. Still in the line of the Scottish skip now.
She's just got to manoeuvre around that.
Yeah, the line's good. Come on.
Still not
Come
quick,
on.
is she?
Use these balls.
Quick.
Come on,
Needs
use
an
them.
edge.
Use them. Oh, great
Very,
effort.
very close. So,
She may have got a 3rd shot out of
Yep.
that.
might have just done so.
If she's got 3rd shot, she has got a chance with a last to sit that 2nd shot.
Possibly even make a number. Teri Blackbourn. Back on the backhand. Has got her weight right, then her line right. Can she get them both right this time? It's coming. It is a good effort, but probably going to need the final end to decide this. I have put the Moz on Scotland once. I won't do it again. Teri a little bit frustrated, not being able to get it, and seeing her body language. Be a bit of nerves as well. So what's the go here, Brett and Julie?
I'd probably force Pauline onto the other hand now. I think it's blocked that forehand up. She's just got really a backhand draw now, trying to make 2. I think there's too much traffic on the forehand now.
Yeah, just rest on one of the second bowl.
That last shot was pretty close to 3rd shot as well, so looks like she's opting to stay with the forehand. Back herself to get through that traffic.
Pauline Wilson.
Don't like the line. First part's good.
Rosemary, I like the line. First part's good.
Come on, start bending.
Won't start bending.
Pauline.
So
Great effort.
if New Zealand did drop that end, they wanted it to be a 1, and that's exactly what it was. 13-8 is the score. Scotland need a 5 to send it to an extra end, or a 6 to win it. New Zealand need to mitigate either of those 2 scenarios from happening, and they're the gold medalists.
I think the biggest number has been, what, 3?
A 3, yep. And that was in end number 10. That went to New Zealand when they went on a 3-end winning run, where they scored 7 shots and broke the game open. They went from 5-all to 7-5 to 10-5 to 12-5. And that's where the match was won. That's where they made their statement.
Just going to have a chat, the Scottish team, take their time. Settle the nerves down a little bit. Give each other that little bit of an encouragement.
13-8 is the score. 6 bowls to come each.
Well, they've played a lot of bowls together, these two, so they can have the confidence of within each other.
Yep. They just need to construct this head to perfection.
It is possible.
Yep, we've seen it many times. But it would have to be a massive score. Scotland have won only 6 of the 14 ends that we've played. New Zealand have won 8.
It's probably the shortest end we've had for the game.
Try something different. I like it, but the thing is, with the shortest end, you can have balls behind you. There's no risk of going into the ditch.
That's right.
It gives them the best possible chance of securing that big score, that big number that they need to either send it to an extra end or win. Rosemary Lenton steps to the mat.
First bowl's crucial. If she can start off with a good first bowl,
how much pressure will that
set the tone of the end?
Backhand. And you know what?
It's very good. That's a good start, a good home. Went further than I thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
But
They're running on quick, aren't
they
they?
are really running on now.
This is where the Aussies and the Scots in the men's triples final, they are watching on. Got the Scottish team all around us. The Australians on the other corner.
Great support from both countries.
We'll hear from the winning team after this. Whether that's New Zealand or Scotland, we're still not quite sure. New Zealand would be heavy favourites, that's for sure. Julie O'Connell, it's going to keep running. We've seen him keep running. Magnificent.
Yeah, that's a very good home. Just past the jack, right on the line. In the context of this end, it's probably nearly the perfect spot to put the bowl there. You don't really want it right on it. Just get just past. Perfect spot.
But a little trail of a jack there from Rosemary Lenton brings that Julie O'Connell bowl right into play.
Yeah,
New Zealand hold sway.
Unlucky where the jack finished up, but he's given himself a chance.
Teri Blackbourn, she'll have the last bowl of this end. And if they know that a 5 is pretty much impossible for Scotland, she won't bowl it. And Julie O'Connell, she had her weight pretty much perfect with her first. What has she got with her second? Look at it keep running. Still one.
There's a change of hands now for the Scottish lead.
Does it sit the bowl?
Well, I think they're just trying to get another one close at this stage, so I don't think you need to play it too early. Build the head up.
Yep, let the skip do the attacking.
Get another second shot.
She's not happy with this, is Rosemary Lenton. Not enough grass. And that is why. That is tight. That's come under Julie O'Connell's bowl, so that's a bit of a wasted one. Almost out of bounds.
Yeah, it is out of bounds,
Yep.
I think. That makes it harder.
Well, now all 5 of their bowls need to come into play. Pauline Wilson's job just got a whole lot harder. Julie O'Connell.
That's a very good bowl.
Yeah, good home.
Now it's Pauline's decision. Does she draw one first, or does she play the shot now?
What would you be doing, Brett Wilkie?
Well, I think with my first, I'd be just trying to draw it.
And if you're a bit over, you might get a couple of rolls out of
Yeah,
it.
might build it up. Maybe look to play it with your second bowl.
So,
There's
Pauline
different
Wilson.
ways you look at it. You can put the pressure on your opponents if you can get it now.
Yep.
You know, might change their mindset. But
Pauline Wilson with a huge bowl.
Got a bit of weight on it.
Perfection required. And not sure that's going to have any effect.
It's made it very hard now.
Yep.
You know, the Kiwis now need to put one out sort of that side of the green to separate all those three shots.
Yep, and if they do, that'll go a long way in their quest to win this. Teri Blackbourn, she's going to have the last bowl.
This is when you don't like the respot rule.
Just keep killing the ends. We saw Matt Lucas do it at the Nationals last year. Killed about, I think, what, 7? With a cold night at Broadbeach too.
Yeah, line was good then. She just needed a little bit more weight to separate all those blues.
Pauline Wilson with another one. Needs to make a big correction. Commonwealth Games gold medalists look like they might be dethroned here at the World Bowls Championships. Now that's
Stayed on the rink, I think.
just very close. And our marker is, or our umpire Vicky is going to have a quick look at this. Leaves it. And Teri Blackbourn.
Yeah, good shot.
That's still one. So this is it
Great shot.
for Pauline Wilson. Not really sure how you generate a 5 out of this.
Very steady for the game, Teri Blackbourn.
Yep. Sensational. They do shake hands. Teri Blackbourn, she's not going to bowl the last one. It'll be 1 to New Zealand. And more importantly, a gold medal for New Zealand. Julie O'Connell and Teri Blackbourn are the first ever women's para pairs champions at the World Bowls Championships. They create history and win New Zealand's first gold medal at the event in what was a sensational performance. Brett Wilkie and Julie Keegan.
Yeah, great performance from both teams as they all hug and embrace, congratulate each other, big smiles on their faces.
Yeah, fantastic game out there by both girls. All the girls, they just played great. But you know, hats off to New Zealand. They played the big bowls when needed.
Yeah, well, we seen it was 5-all after 8 ends, and then New Zealand strung 3 ends together. The 2, a 3 and a 2, and it just gave them that break to skip away. And to their credit, they held their nerve and continued the rest of the game as we watched some highlights from throughout the game. Some great bowls there from the Scottish ladies. Great draw bowling there. Teri Blackbourn, very consistent on the draw today. Nice smooth delivery. Good shot there. Gets the ball away very clean. Another good shot there. A little bit unlucky there from the Scottish girls. Now we'll throw over to Val with our winning team and the Kiwis.
What an amazing performance from these two, Julie O'Connell and Teri Blackbourn, your first ever women's para pairs gold medalists at the World Bowls Championships. How much does that mean to you, Julie O'Connell?
Absolutely everything. It was really tough out there, and we played as a real team like we have all tournament, and I'm so thrilled for us both.
I'm thrilled for you too. The lead battle was really intriguing with you and Rosemary, Commonwealth Games champion. How did you get the better of her in the end?
I don't know that I did. It just needed to just play your own bowl. It was just so tricky. All the previous games we've had have been on slower greens, and this was just so slick. You really had to get your line and your length perfect.
Certainly did. They were quick. And Teri Blackbourn, you were absolutely nailing your line out there. Talk to us about how they were coming out and how good it felt out there towards the back end, where you managed to convert a 2, a 3 and a 2 in 3 straight ends to really break the match open.
Yeah, like Julie said, it's super slick out there. It was really nice to extend a lead, get a few ends in a row. The buffer's good, but never felt complacent, as you never should. Like I say, it's just one of those greens that it would be so easy to just keep travelling past it, so you just had to keep your wits about you.
You've known each other for 6 months. How have you guys developed such a cohesion? Like, it's just amazing.
Honestly, it feels like much longer. Yeah, it's just definitely a good thing. No, it's been wicked getting to know Julie, and yeah, winning this with her is just icing on the cake. I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else.
Absolutely amazing. Your para women's pairs champions, New Zealand, Julie O'Connell and Teri Blackbourn.
Thanks, Val. Yes, I think, as the girls mentioned, the quick greens, I think it may have just gone in their favour a little bit, the experience they have on the quick New Zealand greens and the wind. But full credit to the Scottish girls, Commonwealth Games gold medalists, and then to make it to the final of the World Championships, first time in the para women's pairs. It was a great effort, Julie.
Yeah, certainly. Full credit to the Scottish girls. Like Brett said, a gold and a silver, that's a fantastic effort. And congratulations to the New Zealand girls. They played a rock-solid game, and I think they deserved the win. They were probably the better team on the day.
Yeah, I think Teri was very consistent the whole game. Julie found a few ends just to find her weight, but then once she found it, she just zeroed in for the rest of the game and went very well. Yeah,
Teri was just magnificent. I think, for her first time out there, she's just done a remarkable job. Really well done, and I think she's got a big future in the game.
They both do, and look at that, the New Zealand flag draped over their shoulders. We still have more to come, Brett Wilkie and Julie Keegan, because the men's triples final is coming up in just under an hour's time. We're very much looking forward to that one. Trial ends start at 3 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. That is between Scotland and Australia. Foster, Oliver and Marshall against Wedlock, Sheriff and Healy. What a contest that is going to be.
Yeah, looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I mean, you've 6 star players. It's just going to be a terrific contest out there. I just can't wait.
Brett Wilkie and Julie Keegan, thank you very much.
Thanks, Val.
Thanks, Val.
It's been an absolute pleasure having your company. New Zealand getting the job done. Women's para pairs gold medalists at the World Bowls Championships. Val Febo, Julie Keegan and Brett Wilkie. We'll catch you soon. Men's triples coming up.